You can't play nice in the sandbox with everybody. That's where you just got to be careful of who you let in, who you trust, right? But when you do find somebody and it's like, yo, this person is 10 toes down, man, loyal guy, man of integrity, works his ass off, it does what he says, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really about it. It's like, nah, man, I treasure that relationship. This is a brotherhood for a good time and a long time.
Hey guys, welcome to Pushing Wealth. I'm your host, Gabby Angel, and I'm here with two brothers who are in the finance space, and they're gonna give you their experience and how everything has come for them. I'm here with my brother Sev from Profit Rocket Club, and I'm here with my brother Cris from Level Up, and we're gonna be going into this financial literacy and giving you guys some gems.
All right, so guys, tell me, what's your background? Sav, where you grew up in, and what got you into this space at all?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I'm from the Bronx, New York. Grew up humble beginnings, but made the best out of every situation. Went to an all-boys school for high school. Definitely blindsided like crazy. I first day and I'm like, what is this? But it ended up being the best situation for me because I developed discipline that got me into college. I went to Penn State University, graduated with my management and marketing degree. So I was always in that just business mindset. Like, I was selling candy in high school, you feel me? So I was just entrepreneurship early. And once I graduated, I worked in nonprofit. So I was working with kids. And I was a senior program manager for the Police Athletic League. I worked on all 5 boroughs, and it was great. But, that wasn't like my career goal. It was something that I was doing starting out, getting experience, providing service to my community. And then, just that entrepreneurial mindset was always there. So I got into finances, and I started trading, especially once I had just more time on my hands. I got deep into investing and started taking my finances serious. And then I really got into from stocks to options because that's when I saw that's where the big money's made. And, I saw it, I experienced it, I got addicted to it, and I just said I want to be the best trader that I could possibly be.
Thank you, Sev. And Cris, tell me your background and how you got into this.
Yeah, definitely. So I knew that, I actually grew up in Squat, where we're at right now, 150th. That's where I'm from, Washington Heights. And I knew that growing up in this environment we definitely needed a change. Like, you grew up with single mothers, never had any education when it comes to financials. People don't know anything about credit. Our moms never invested into any sort of stock. And imagine if our moms, when they migrated to the U.S., if somebody said, you know what? You should put all your money, or at least $1,000, your first paycheck into Apple back then, say in the 1990s. Oh, things would definitely be different, right? So it came from that. It came from realizing that we had a problem. We definitely had a challenge. I grew up here. I went to Michigan State University. I graduated at the age of 20. I went to college at 16. I got into Microsoft.
As a wizard.
I just knew that, I wanted to be a leader in my community. And one of the ways to do that is through finance. Why? Because the reason why there's so much crime where we come from is because of the financial gap that we have. Mm-hmm. And one of the proven ways to become a millionaire and actually realize wealth is the stock market, futures market, crypto, etc. So that's, where I come from. And it's really about bringing that financial literacy back into the less privileged community.
That's great. That's great. So tell me, in essence, guys, because a lot of people don't understand, what is the stock market and what is options trading?
Yeah, so the stock market is where basically you can invest into different stocks and different companies. So when you invest into a company, you're basically hiring the best CEOs across the world to basically make your money grow, right? So you have different sectors. You have the tech sector, you have utility, you have energy, you got consumers. So think about your Microsofts, your Apples, your Tesla, right? Products that we consume every single day. Just imagine if you could put your money there, and over time it will definitely grow. That is what the stock market is. Now, options trading is a little bit different, right? Options trading is a way where you can anticipate a move when it comes to a certain stock, and you can put your money, and if it goes your way, it will definitely go your money as well. But that's more short term, depending on the different concepts that you choose.
Right. Yeah. No. When it comes to just the stock market in general and all the details of it, we're looking at companies that are in the stock market, and we own different properties from those companies every single day. And we wear them. We have them. You have an iPhone, correct? right? Like, so there's people, majority of people have an iPhone but don't invest in Apple, you know, and they've been having an iPhone, they've been buying the new one, you know, so it's really just, the stock market, it revolves and it creates the world around us, you know, so it's like, why wouldn't I want to be involved in that? You know what I'm saying? With options trading is really just a contract, you know, like Cris said, an anticipated move that to favor your direction. And, you know, we could talk about calls and puts making money up and down, but that's like that's experience, you know, more details down the line.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me, throughout this options trading and this finance space, you guys have been able to create your own communities. Can you tell me about your own communities? I know you have one. I know Cris has one.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us about it?
No, for sure. So I'm the CEO of Profit Rocket Club, a retail investment group. We also have credit repair, sports betting, real estate, fitness channels, esports, mental health. We cover just what it takes to be a high-level achiever, and we understand that it takes a village. So our real foundation is trading and investing, just creating generational wealth through investments and options trading. You know, so once I got involved, I was able to surround myself with an amazing team, and we came together just with a higher purpose, and we just started, we created Profit Rocket Club together, and it's been amazing, going strong right now.
Shout out to those guys. No, Chef is in there, Balil.
Yeah.
Couple.
The Wealth Hunter,
Yep.
you know, Sage, Noble, the squad.
Keys on the sports side.
Keys,
Come on,
killing it
forget
in the
Keys
sports
on the
betting.
sports side.
Of course, that's my brother,
Of
man.
course,
That's my
of
younger
course.
brother. So definitely good vibes, man. We have an all-star squad. We cover all bases. It's amazing. You know, it's one of those things where there's people that they will wake up and they'll, you know, they don't like going to work, right? But, you know, for me, I love my job. I love being able to provide value to people on a daily basis, 7 days a week, right? Because, you know, if it's not the market, it's sports betting. If it's not sports betting, there's always something to learn. There's always, you know, like, all right, how are we going to get our credit up, guys? You know, like, get your money up, not your funny up. We got to figure this thing out. You know, like, it's never too late to get started and learn about real estate. You know, it's something that I'm learning on because, you know, one step at a time. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. And there's always just so much room for growth in this game of life that Profit Rocket Club does an amazing job of really just tackling all those things and whatever you're interested in.
Perfect. And Cris, can you tell me about your community?
Yep, so we have, I'm the CEO and founder of Level Up Academy. You see the hoodie. So Level Up is all about getting to the next level and growing. So when it comes to Level Up, we definitely focus on education and making sure that you're self-sufficient, right? So you're gonna get into different Discords and different communities, and you're probably gonna get signals and alerts, but you rely on those signals and alerts. We're about making sure that you come to us, you actually learn what you're doing, and you can make your own plays on your own. We don't want you to rely on us, right? So I definitely have a really, really good team. We cover stocks, futures, crypto, Forex, the entire nine, and we go, I mean, we do live trading, we do master classes, we do masterminds, we do in-person events. We even cover even public speaking. How can you actually become a better speaker? How can you build your credit? How can you fund your business? How do you create your business and you know and actually get into an LLC? Things of that nature. And on top of that, we do the fitness and also mental aspect of it. But Level Up Academy is all about education, right? Just making sure that you know the fundamentals and also the technicals when it comes to stocks and also any security market.
So let's talk about, you know, because options trading is short term, right? And there is value in short term. There's a lot of value in it. But I know, you know, recently Ev has been posting a lot of his long-term investments. Can you guys just break it down for the community, you know, for the people who watch it, you know, the difference between short-term and long-term, and you know, please also give them the value that there is value in short-term, but there's also value in long-term.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for me, I just want to finish or rearrange the lingo, right? If you allow me to, because most people talk about long-term, right? That's cool. I like to think of long-term more so generational wealth building, right? Because I'm really thinking, I don't have kids yet, but I'm thinking about my kids and their kids' kids. You know, it's like, what am I doing today to get them, you know, better prepared to survive in this world, you know, because I don't know what's going to happen 20, 30, 50, 100 years from now. But I want to make sure that, you know, my children and my children's children, my legacy, my last name is all good, you know, so I'm putting the work in now to build, you know, generational wealth portfolios. Notice I said portfolio, so it was multiple, you know, for a good time and a long time. Now, for me personally, I actually use my short-term trading to fund those accounts, you know, so whenever, because short-term is not always sustainable, you know, the stocks go up, stocks go down. There's different
Sometimes
types of
we lose our
market.
profit to the market.
Exactly. No, I can attest to that. You know, there's been times where, you know, you're at top of the mountain, the market humbles you. So, right, like, you know the vibes.
The
So,
last few months have humbled a lot
oh,
of people.
absolutely, man. You know, but that's where it comes down to, like, yo, defense wins championships, right? You know, you make a bag on a short-term trade and you take that money out and you apply it to your generational wealth account, whether that's crypto, you know, that you're not trading, you're holding for 20, 30 years, or, you know, some of your favorite companies that you're holding for 20, 30 years.
All those ATFs.
That too. That's a conservative
those are
approach.
conservative approach.
But the defense wins
BTI,
championships,
BTO, etc.
For sure.
Indexes. Yeah, definitely. And Chris, you have something to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to investing and what are your goals, right? It's definitely long term, as Seven just mentioned, you know, generational wealth, but you know, short term is also very, very important. Why? Because you could get into options trading and make money, and you could put that into real estate. You could put that into, you know, funding your business. You could do many things, and at the end of the day, you got to make sure that your money is definitely employed, right? Your money has to be employed, and it has to be working for you. Especially during this time that we just entered a bear market, we just pulled back 20%, and inflation is close to 9%. This is definitely the key, and this is definitely the time that you want to be able to invest your money into these different growth stocks. So a question that I often get is, how do you actually get into the stock market? What's the best way to introduce yourself into it? And you want to get into ETFs. So an ETF is a exchange traded fund. So is where you basically get a basket of stocks. So instead of just, you know, purchasing one single share of, let's say, Microsoft, if you invest into VU, which is at 290, I believe, you're investing into VU, which VU holds Apple, Amazon, Tesla. I mean, the head honchos, the powerhouses. That is the best way. So for anyone that's, you know, watching this right now live, the best way for you to do it is put that 1,000 into VU or VTI, understand the top holdings and the companies that are there. If you love those companies, if you consume their products, why not invest into it?
Right.
He mentioned something. I mean, there's people that have iPhones. Just think about this. If a iPhone 14 were to come out tomorrow, the line will be across the block.
Yep.
Why not invest into the companies that you actually love and make your money grow?
Yep.
Now, when it comes to short term, options trading is definitely the way to go. You could be a scalper. So as a scalper, you could be in a trade for less than 10 minutes. You could be a day trader where you open a position and you close it before market close. Or you could be a swing trader. And Seven knows the amount of money that you can make when it comes to options trading. And at the end of the day, that could fund your business, and it could be just a repurpose when it comes to, you know, money. And at the end of the day, it could also go ahead and, you know, make your life a lot easier. Me, for example, I'm very, very grateful for the stock market. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'm able to wake up every single day and become profitable and honestly just cash out money from the stock market every single day.
Oh, it's a money printer. You know, the future of investing is investing in the future. You know, and you got to be in it to win it. You have to get involved.
And some little reference too, guys, is
No, depending what iPhone you're buying right now, an iPhone could run you between $1,300 and $1,400. And, you know, at closing today, Apple was at 143. That's 10 shares. Exactly. 10 shares equals your phone. So, you know, people don't, you know, there is money in volume, but believe it, if, you know, there's a lot of stock splits, there's you know, it's growth. People don't see the value in the long term sometimes on the generational. But like someone, like Ian Dunlap, I know we all probably look up to him. He says there is no generational wealth in the trade. There is not, right? But, you know,
It depends on the
yes,
right?
But at the end of the day, you know, I see value in all sides. I've been an options trader for so many years. You know, you gotta love it. It's also a little bit of a rush sometimes. But when you know what you're doing, you know, it's a great tool in your toolbox to have, even if you're not doing it full time. You know, and something very valuable to I also, when I teach my classes, I always like to give this information, even though a lot of people don't use it, is that when you become a long-term investor and you own a certain volume of stocks, then you can also participate in options trading, but on the other side, by selling contracts, selling 100 shares at a time, because that's how much a contract, and you make your money as well. And on that end, at the end of the day, in reality, the people that we're buying contracts from are usually institutions or long-term investors who are selling contracts. And, you know, that's another way to make money in long term as well. If you don't want to play the buying the contracts, you can play the selling contracts.
One thing that Ian says that I definitely agree with is that if you're trying to realize generational wealth, you have to be comfortable with holding for
For generations. Exactly.
You know what I love that he says? And I'm not trying to touch it. I know a lot of us look up to him. I'm not trying to talk too much about homie. But you know, But at the end of the day, like, yo, he says it all the time. Like, listen, does the music industry hold a player, rapper for 2 years? No, for 10, 15, 20, right? So, again, there's value in every type of trade that you do or even investment. We just want to educate you on all sides. And, you can weigh your pros and cons. Again, like Cris said, it's about your personal goal. Right, it's not. At the end of the day, I tell people, is your goal to make $1,000 a week? Cool. Then you might want to get into this side, right? But also discipline yourself to know that if you made your goal that week, take a chill. Take a chill, right? Can't be too greedy. Also, if your goal is forget about the 1,000 this week, I want to make 1,000 a month, or I want to make this much money in the next 20 years. Then that's when you focus. And at the end of the day, there's something for everyone in this game. There's some people who and it shouldn't be that way, but some people who don't invest and they teach, and they don't invest at all. Which I feel like if you're teaching, you should be at least in a long-term investment, at least, because I feel like you can't teach me about something you're not in at the moment. But it's all good. Talking about communities, again, if you guys are comfortable speaking on this stuff, and again, we could cut out anything else. But talking about communities, what value, and I know it, but what value did you guys find? You guys are each other's competition. And I know it's one more of you guys. It's a big three. But you guys are each other's competition. So tell us, especially as people of color, unfortunately, we fall into this trap where we want to compete so much with each other, and that's why we kind of fail sometimes. And a simple example, I know I'm being a long-winded guy, but a simple example is, especially in our community, we're all Dominican, is that, a Dominican puts a bodega on the block, there's three by the end of the 2-3 years. And if you go to Dykeman Street, there used to be 1 or 2 mobile car washes, and you go now behind 210 to 11, and there's about 25. And instead of all of them collaborating together, maybe like, let's just make one mega spot. You know what I'm saying? Or let's work with each other. Like, you got your own thing, bet. If I could help you out this way, I could be, but again, where did you guys find the value, especially being people of color, in collaborating instead of saying, you know what, I'm competing with this guy, I don't care. I don't care about it.
I mean, honestly, it's just really not in my personality, So like, I believe in collaboration over competition. There's always going to be a competitive atmosphere, right? Like, I'm an athlete, so that's just nature, But for me, I look at Cris, like, this is my brother, man. Like, it's a humble beginning, striving for the same thing, Like, it's literally the same path, just different shoes. Where, like, while he's technically my competition, he ultimately brings out the best in me because he forces me to level up. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, if I know he's bringing it, I gotta bring it too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when we do our things together, right? People are seeing value at the highest level that we couldn't do without each other. You know what I'm saying? And that we complement each other to be able to impact more, which is the fundamental goal, right? We want to be those beacon for people that look like us, that just don't know better, right? Like that come from humble beginnings. Like you said, we're Dominican, so we know the struggle. We know what it's like to be middle conversation and the lights go off. 100%. We know what it's like to take a bathe from a bucket. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit is hard.
Hey, listen, man. I come from a little town where you used to drink rainwater. We just cleaned it up, all right. And sometimes you didn't clean it. Sometimes you just drank it, and it's a different type of taste for rainwater, all right. Let me tell you something. People say no, it's a taste. It's a different taste, man.
Yeah,
it's a little different taste.
Nah, bro, I know. So when I look at Cris and what he's doing, I'm like, man, it's funny because when we actually crossed paths, my boy Lawrence, he's the one that like, he invited both of us in front of his audience. I spoke, I did my thing, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Cris goes, I listen to him, I'm like, what the hell? This nigga's just like me. like I'm listening to myself. You know what I'm saying? We're in the same fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and we just have so much in common where it's like, nah, man.
That's crazy. You guys ended up being the same frat.
Yeah.
Right? That's like a crazy thing, right?
Crazy. But
especially if I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm being ignorant right now, but isn't your frat a predominantly African American frat?
It is.
So it's like the few Dominicans, you guys happen to,
it's crazy.
be in the same lane, like the same things, and actually be able to relate.
It's insane. So it's like, no.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be. The collaboration was meant to be.
We know the impact that we can do as a unit, right? Where it's like, man, divide and conquer. right? And we come together as the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Like, Iron Man had his own solo movie, so did Captain America. You put them together, they couldn't be Thanos without each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and Thanos is like, I consider Thanos life. This life shit is hard. Especially,
I think this is a lesson for everyone in any industry, not just the finance industry. It just, that's something that a lot of us New Yorkers, especially people of color, will say like, oh, Atlanta's so united, but it's like we gotta start. We're seeing it from the outside, and so we don't know how united they are.
Right.
But we gotta start by ourselves. Like if I'm complaining about, we're not united as the New Yorkers, then let me find a New Yorker. Let me find a group of New Yorkers who actually want to do things together. Like, we've seen, especially in our industry, we've seen so many people in different other states and in different cities kind of go up because they help each other in the ladder, right? And that's what we need to find. And I'm glad you guys were able to find that, and you continue to grow that network.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys. And
don't get me wrong though, bro. Not everybody gets this energy. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't play nice in the sandbox with everybody. That's why you just got to be careful of who you let in, who you trust, right? But when you do find somebody and it's like, yo, this person is 10 toes down, man, loyal guy, man of integrity, works his ass off, it does what he says, you know what I'm saying? Like he's really about it. It's like, nah, man, I treasure that relationship. This is a brotherhood for a good time and a long time. And we talk about, our dreams and our goals. We're gonna have mansions, we're gonna be neighbors and be like, yo, they may be local, yo, what you doing, bro? Yo, you wanna go to the yachts? Yo, let's go on a cruise, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
listen, when we start taking them private flights to DR,
that's what I'm
y'all
saying,
can count me in,
man.
But talking about everything, right? The discords, right? I don't know if you guys are comfortable with talking numbers, but this is Discord itself, the community. I know you guys personally, so I know you guys do it more than just the money. But this is a financial literacy. Tell us how important is building a community, and also being able to monetize that community.
It's very important, but you don't want to head crack your members.
Very important. That's one of the most important things of this.
There's people out here charging $40,000, $20,000 a course. That's ridiculous. I know people taking out loans to take those courses, and then they come to Profit Rocket Club or Not Level Up, and they learn more in our community, right? So I think that you definitely want to monetize, but at the end of the day, you got to think about what's the vision, what's the goal. At the end of the day, is to bring what financial literacy back into the community. These are people that they don't know anything about the stock market. They never purchased a stock. So if we're profitable, if we're making money, why can't we do it out of genuine love for other people? Yes, we monetize it, but we're not going to go ahead and just charge $100,000, $20K for a course. That's crazy.
Crazy.
And that's very important in our community. I feel like, especially, man, I know we could all relate. Yeah. In the last 2 years, there's been a big push in our community about financial literacy and investing, and I'm happy for it. And actually, we talk about numbers or we talk about trends. Like we saw, it was like a trend where like it went up, and then now maybe it may have gone a little stagnant.
Right.
But
for investing,
for like, you remember there was a little wave like,
everybody was FOMOing to get into the market.
Yes.
Why? Because people ain't have multiple streams of income.
Yep.
Right? If you only have one, it's kind of scary.
And let's be real too. Another factor that pushed everybody into was AMC.
So the FOMO viral.
I'm not an advocate. I'm not an advocate of it.
No, yeah.
Because let's be real. I'm gonna tell y'all 100%, man. Listen, I got into GameStop. Right?
I'm not mad at it, bro.
I got into GameStop. I panicked. I sold at like a little bit of profit, and then the next day that shit go from $190 to $400. I would have been up like a rocket.
So we have the similar story.
And then let me tell you, we'll talk the AMC stories. And I had two AMC stories. I have two AMC stories, bro. Let me tell you this. The first time AMC did what AMC did, I was up like 40,000, 50,000 in the trade. I think I had 5 contracts. It wasn't nothing crazy, but I got in at $9. Everything halted, everything. So I probably got out of that trade. And that's very important of taking profits. I know all around that's something very important in our communities is take profits. I should have took profit, but I said, you know what? I want more. And I waited for more, and guess what? I made like $5,000, $6,000 on that trade. I think it was something. It wasn't something crazy. It wasn't over 10, but it was over 5. Cool. Right. And then the second time around, I kind of learned my lesson, but it ended up biting me in the butt. I got in at $9 again. I sold at 23 when I thought it was gonna halt it. That joint went to 53 the next fucking weekend. It was Friday, I sold it. Monday morning, it was $53. I was like, and then let me tell you something. You wanna laugh? I had 6 contracts. It was crazy. I had 6 contracts. Out of the 6, 3 we're gonna, and these are terms, guys, we're gonna explain. Out of the 6 contracts, which is 600 shares that I'm having the options at this point, because it's 100 shares in every contract. I have 6 contracts. Out of the 6 contracts, 3 I had bought 3 weeks prior, which expired that Friday. So although this had already went from 9 to like 15 to 15, 16 bucks at that moment. It was like Thursday. I'm not talking about Friday yet. Thursday, I was still getting ate up by Greeks, by the Greeks. That's something very advanced. By data, something very advanced. We could put it on the screen later on or Google it. By data, it was killing me. So I said, you know what? This might go crazy. This might go crazy. I was like, I have enough. Let me just, I exercised it. So I exercised 3 contracts. I have 300 contracts that I own now. And I have 300 shares, sorry. And I have 3 contracts okay, cool. Friday comes, I panic, I sell everything. Mind you, I should have been smart and sold half and then, let some runners, like in our, what we call runners, guys, is, let some go for like a couple days, swinging, basically swing trade, guys. But whatever. Monday comes, $50. I was like,
But yeah, that's
oh my God, I would have made close to, I think at the time I had done the math. I mean, we could do the math, but you guys can do the math. But it was like 50 grand, 60 grand, like that. Let's be real. Like that's, maybe to us it's not life-changing money anymore, but bro, that's life-changing money.
for everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't get that mistaken, bro. 50 bands in 72 hours?
And that's different. But, tell me your AMC story.
I'll make it super quick. I missed out. Yeah, I just wish my phone died or like my trade didn't execute or something because I sold 100 contracts with 2 minutes left of the bell. On Monday, I would have had $500,000.
Same story, Friday to Monday, right?
Friday to Monday, it's the same time, bro.
$19 to $53.
I would have had $500,000, bro.
It was like 19. It was like 20. No, it had reached 20, like 25, and then dropped. And we were all scared. It was like either
exactly.
Either it's not gonna do what it gotta do.
Damn, I don't want to swing over the weekend.
Or it's gonna be halted.
I shed a thug tear. I'm not even gonna cap to you. Sick. 500 bands.
Monday, boom, like that.
Crazy.
Like that. But those are rare occasions.
Yeah, it was a unicorn.
Yeah, those are short-term.
Those are rare
Short term.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Seb a very important question. Right? This is something that made him go a little viral on the gram. Tell me about that one trade that was so successful, that it went viral.
Which one, bro? There was a couple.
Okay, my fault.
feel
The
me?
one that was like 90, 100,000.
Okay, boom. So that was a $96,000 trade overnight. Definitely a little salty because I wanted that 100 so bad. And I was there, but I couldn't get out because, I trade on Robinhood, so I had to keep doing the bid. I like Robinhood, though, different strokes for different folks.
The interface on Robinhood is so user-friendly, but Webull is what it's at. And
I have Webull, I have Thinkorswim, and I have Robinhood. You got to execute on where you're most comfortable at, right? But it comes down to execution. If you don't know what you're doing, something that me and my team always preach, because we have a morning show on Twitter Spaces, Beast Mode Trading, and it's a pre-market prep. It's for an hour at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and what we preach every single day. If you don't have a plan, I'm gonna give you a plan. Wait till you have a plan, and that ties into literally what kind of brokerage you use and then what your trading style is, how you execute. So for me, I use Robinhood for some of my bigger trades, and I got into Bed Bath & Beyond. And it's funny because I swing through earnings. Nobody could tell me anything. People say earnings is risky, this, that, and the third.
A lot of trading.
Right. It's literally, one of the highest risk kind of trading that you can do, but also one of the most profitable, high risk, high reward. So I actually did Bed Bath & Beyond, and it wasn't an earnings trade. It was just catalyst after catalyst. What's a catalyst is just really just something or an indicator of something that's going to impact a price action, something moving in a favorable direction. So for example, it's like, Apple's about to drop a new iPhone. That's a catalyst for the stock to move bullish. Bullish meaning going up, right?
Or like Powell speaking as a catalyst for it to go down.
Exactly. So Bed Bath & Beyond, it had like 3 catalysts at the same time, back to back to back, and I saw flow, which I saw people buying within the last 10 minutes. And I was just like, oh man, I use my technical analysis, which is reading a chart effectively. I pride myself on my technical analysis skills. That's a non-negotiable for you to be successful in options trading and investing, and generational wealth investing. You got to know how to read a chart. And, I saw the chart and went through my checklist. I took action. I took a chance. I went in with $10,000. The next morning, it was $96,000 trade. So that was one of my definitely pride and joys of my options trading career. My biggest trade to date still, not everybody's making close to 100 grand overnight like that, right? And Bed Bath Beyond just gapped up. I didn't even think about it. There was no greed. There was no I want more. There was like, oh, it's 9:30 and 5 seconds. I'm out of this trade. Get me out. I don't care what happens. And it actually went up a little bit more, but I was like, I'm okay because I just made 96K overnight. I'm from the Bronx, humble beginnings. You feel me? Like, there's nothing else to talk about. I didn't have to scam. I didn't have to trap. I didn't have to do nothing illegal. I'm an options trader, and I did it, and I executed. I bet on myself, and nobody could ever take that away from me.
Perfect. And now, Chris, tell me, I feel like you're going to say Netflix.
Me? Actually, Shiba.
Shiba? Shiba Inu.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Shiba Inu was.
We're going to talk about that next.
That's a menace with crypto, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, Shiba Inu was. We put in $3,000. I made over $220,000.
Oh my God.
I was in DR. I was $220,000 in DR. All
right, but the real question is,
yeah,
did you execute an exit?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually took out $150,000 and I let some runners. And I still own Shiba to this day. It's definitely a gamble. It's not an actual coin. It doesn't have an actual valid use case just yet. But it made some money, bro.
What was the initial investment?
$3K.
Oh my.
$220,000.
Yo.
And I had people in my
What's this water?
in my circle. Actually, people from 160 on my block put 300 to 40 bands.
Let me tell you my point. I have a Dogecoin story.
That's good. I need to
Let's
hear
get
this
to the
one.
Dogecoin story.
Yo, y'all
Listen,
are
man.
hilarious, bro.
Listen, man. Listen, when Dogecoin, right before Dogecoin went to Robinhood, I put in $100. Then when it went to Robinhood, I put in like $1,000, some shit like that. Mind you, it was at the all-time low or close to the all-time low. I don't even know. I made I was like $1,000 profit. I was like, I made $1,000. I'm out of here. What happened? People that I told to get in, that put in $300 after me was up 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. I was like, what?
That's the pain right there.
I still got it again right before Elon started talking about it, so I still was able to make another 100%. But it was just like at this point, since we knew it was a gamble, I didn't go crazy.
Right.
Like, yo, I would have turned my 1,000, and who knows, bro. I was in,
bro.
And I got into shit. Bro. I love crypto. So now we're gonna very important question. Because I know here we're 3 people, right? And the 3 people, 2 of us love crypto, the crypto space, and there's one of us who doesn't. So we're gonna kind of do like the pros and cons. Let's ask some real questions.
Yeah.
So what value do you see in crypto, and then why do you not see the value in crypto?
I think it's gonna be critical when it comes to the actual decentralized payments in business. I mean, blockchain is definitely out there.
It's all about the technology.
Technology
You
behind
gotta look at it as software. You gotta look at it as software and technology.
100%. So Bitcoin, you got your Chainlink, you got your Ethereum, you got your Solana.
I was gonna talk about it.
Yeah, you got these different coins that are definitely going to be valuable in it. And although the headlines say that the banks are not buying it,
JP Morgan just
JP
backed
Morgan.
it.
BlackRock.
They back Ethereum all the way,
MasterCard,
bro.
they're buying it up. Every single time that China says that they are going to bank Bitcoin, it goes down. But what are they doing? They're trying to control the market, so it comes back down to buy right back up.
Exactly.
Look at El Salvador. They've been
They
so successful.
yeah.
Just the last year, actually adopting Bitcoin, across everything. When you buy fruits out there, you're buying with Bitcoin. So there's definitely a use for it, and I do believe that the future will be headed there. I just feel like the U.S. is going to try its best to actually regulate it.
Right. Like I said earlier, the future of investing is investing in the future, right? So, like, I just want to give clarity. It's not like I'm like anti
He just
super
hates all the
crypto.
scams that people
Exactly,
behind.
exactly. Like, on my Twitter handle, I got 7 Ethereum. Ethereum is my largest position next to Tesla. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm an Ethereum enthusiast. I believe in it.
And again, that joint gonna drop to 14, 15. I want to get it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just dollar cost averaging, just buying, slowly but surely accumulating because when that thing starts going, you're gonna be a very happy person, right? So, I definitely, I like crypto that has value. I like things that have value that, has a system, has a purpose, has good technology that's gonna actually survive, for a good time and a long time. You got all this bullshit out there, bro. I don't know if I could curse on the podcast. But it's like, I just don't. I'm not an enthusiast for the scam and the shenanigans, because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to be taken advantage of off of my ignorance when I just don't know better, right? So like when I look at, the people that look like me and the masses, when they don't know better, they're just following a trend or they're being led astray by other people. I just can't back that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
But that goes back to, the lack of education that as a community we have.
Right.
That goes back to that, and it goes back to, even some of I don't know if all of us, but I had a little bit of years in the Catholic school, and even at Catholic school, even it's supposed to be a better education. Sometimes it felt like a little bit better, but it still didn't feel like we was there all the way. I believe you went to All Hallows, if I'm not mistaken. No,
I went to Salesian.
Salesian.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You went to a very nice private school.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is just like, not just in the public system, even the private system here. If you're not paying top dollar, like we're not talking about Horace Mann and Riverdale, you're not getting the education that we may deserve. And at the end of the day, all that goes back to, I feel like that's what we need to push, financial literacy.
Exactly.
I feel like personally, I know there's money to be made and there's so many ways to monetize things, but I feel like financial literacy itself, we as a whole, we should have monetized. And what I mean is not the whole pie. I'm talking about like, to teach the basics of Credit 101, or to teach the basics of, listen, if you just buy VTO or VOO or buy the S&P 500, you're good. That shouldn't be monetized.
No,
right? And I feel like we all agree on that.
100%.
Everything that goes more into, I got to put in my time into and stuff like that, that's fine.
Right.
But I feel like that's the one thing that we feel as a community is that we kind of want to monetize everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's one thing we need to actually be pushing for free. We should be pushing all that stuff for free. Because if I'm financially literate, I'm not going to fall for a scam. Or it may be harder for me to fall for a scam, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually know what's going on in the world. And it's sad to say, like, I know traders who don't read the news.
Right.
You can't trade, you can't be in finance and not read the news, because
What do you say? They don't even know like the CEOs of companies.
Listen,
they don't
man.
know.
If you're a CEO of a company, you definitely got
It's
to
You hustling
the
basketball.
operator of the company is even more important than the company sometimes,
Yeah.
because they are the person that this is like,
They're at the helm.
you're my rock star and I gotta follow you.
100%. They got
Right.
the vision at the end of the day.
Throughout everything that I research, sometimes just a lot of these successful people say like, I'd rather go behind the operator even if the company fails, because it might be the next. If the operator is who I think he is, the next one might not fail. Right?
100%.
We're gonna look simple. The CEO of Uber, right? Not this one. Right? Let's talk about the most popular one, right? The ones with all the bad negative image. But before that, he failed a bunch of times. Right? We're talking about Colin. He failed a bunch of times, and after that, he made Uber what it was. Even though it's a lot of negativity behind it,
Right.
he could have done a better job, socially. But he made Uber what it was today.
Yeah.
And if you would have followed the operator, you would have gotten to that point, right?
Right.
So now, let's talk about the future for us, right?
Yeah.
How are we looking to scale? Whether it's in investing, whether it's in our communities, how are you guys looking to scale? And tell me about these different investments you guys are trying to get into.
We got to get into the community, man. Like we've been to Miami.
I was about to say we're doing that live.
We're doing so. I mean, we've been to so many different places, but one place we're from New York City. We got to do more events here.
Yeah.
Like we need a wake up call, bro. Like shit is bad out here. You probably gotta bleep that out, but shit is really bad out here, and it's like people don't even know what credit is. People only fix their credit when they have to.
They have to. So Chris, tell me, you were on EYL, man, and you know we all look up to that network.
Yeah.
We all look up to those guys over there, Rashad and
100%.
Ian and everybody over there. Tell us, like, how was that experience and what you spoke about over there?
It was surreal, bro. Like honestly, like being live, because I teach at EYL twice a week. I do market drip with Cris Munoz on Mondays, and then I do a Tuesday class where I teach technicals, fundamentals, and everything like that. But being live on the YouTube and having over 2,000 people tap in live, I had the whole Washington Heights tapped in, Dykeman, Bronx, everything, right?
That's been big. When I saw that, I was like, nah, this is
It felt surreal, man, to be, you know, like Troy says, you know, on the big stage. And we talked about how can you make money in a bear market. So we talked about how the bear market, it definitely creates a generational buying opportunity. This is the time where you want to buy more, and you definitely want to load the boat. Why? Because the average bull market is 2,000 days. Compared to the average bull market, it is only 446 days. So since 1966, the overall market has been on the rise for 76%. So this is definitely the time. I mean, it was definitely surreal. I'm very, very grateful, you know, the support that I get from everybody.
And I was tapped in, bro. I was one of the biggest fans in
You
there.
went
I was
crazy.
like, yo, like going
went crazy in
crazy.
chat.
He represented well, man. I'm definitely proud of you, bro. Like you killed that shit.
They've created something very significant
Yeah.
in our culture, in our community.
100%.
And I'm proud, bro, that you were able to go
Appreciate
and speak
that,
as
bro.
a Dominican over there, man.
Exactly,
Especially
bro.
from where we from, man.
That's a fact. That's a big
That's
fact.
nice.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell us, how was that experience for you though? Like, what can you take from it that you feel like it will help you grow more? Like that whole being on the big stage.
You know what I would say? That we've been ready.
You've been ready.
We deserve to be there. We were born to be there, and more than that, you know. So I really feel like we were born to really impact the community. And when I was a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, because at the end of the day, it's
And
definitely
you're
the big
live.
stage.
And
It's
you're live.
It's live, right?
There ain't no pre-record.
It's
Like, yo, I messed
no
up.
pre-record.
Let's go over again.
I had a slide deck, you know, with statistics and everything like that, and showing technicals live. It was definitely surreal. But I would say that, you know, oftentimes we try to downplay ourselves, but you really got to believe in yourself. Right? When you believe in yourself, you could definitely go the extra mile, and you could definitely, you know, get to your goals. And I would say that, I mean, we're ready, man. We're ready, and I really feel like our community, more than ever, they need us right now.
Yeah.
Why? Because every single day when you see the streets and how everything is going right now, we're losing our community by the day. So one of the things that I'm thinking about doing that, you know, you talked about how are we going to scale and get to the next level. I'm going to create an educational platform, but in Spanish. Just think about the Dominicans, the Hispanics, that they don't know anything about the stock market, you know, options trading, that they could definitely make money. Why? Because at the end of the day, we have the magic to be great.
Yeah.
But we don't have the educational platform to actually learn from. So, you know, so that's what I would say when it comes to that.
Thank you.
Listen, I know people, and we can go down the block, and I know people who don't have an ID or don't have a bank account.
Right. I just had to have a accountability check, like with my people, right? And I put it in the group chat, and I was like, yo, I understand. Yeah, I don't want to hear this. I understand it's going to make you uncomfortable, and you might not like me for it, but, you know, I know my message is going to impact one of y'all, right? And what did I say in the group chat? I said, yo, y'all do not have to be at every single event, every single weekend, especially if you don't have at least $50,000 in your bank account. Soft. That's a soft number, right? And people were uncomfortable about that, and I'm like, that's cool, but I want you to start taking your life seriously, right? I want you to start really understanding that it's not a game, right? You get one chance. You know, what are you going to be doing with your future? Now, when you start, you know, thinking extraordinarily, you know, you can start operating at that high level where now it's like, yeah, your affairs are in order, and then you can have fun. The problem with a lot of people within our community is that they start celebrating too early, or they start feeling entitled, like they deserve, like they worked hard, so they got to do this and do that, right? Where it's like, okay, like I understand. I'm not saying, there's something wrong with having fun and having a good time. But for just a second, all right, it's okay to put the weed down for a second. It's okay to put the alcohol that you don't have to drink every single day, just because, or every weekend just because. Like, focus up. Get your money up, not your funny up. Finances is so important. You need that for every single thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do without money? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to like living the life that you want, right? Most people want what? Realistically speaking, right? They want the nice car, they want the nice house, they want the jewelry, they want the clothes, right? People that are thinking a little bit different, they want to retire their moms, they want to pay off any student loans, they want to do all these different things. It all comes down to how much money you have, the have versus the have not. So you got to have that, and I call it the AAA, aware, assess, address. The first one is awareness. So you gotta be, once you get exposed, you can't get exposed. And I think that's where we really flourish, because we're exposing it. We're literally showing it like, yo, we're just like y'all. We come from the same communities, humble beginnings, and we active, and we understand that it's not a game. And don't get me wrong, we having fun, but we're about our business. It's business before pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Not pleasure in business. It doesn't work like that. So that's something that I really want to stress for all the people listening, and just share it with your plus one. Don't keep this message just to yourself, because this is a conversation that is absolutely necessary. I think I've done an amazing job, but I understand that the job's not finished, when it comes to continue growing and continue serving as that beacon for people. And I think, that's literally what we're doing live. And that's one of the things that I have the most fun. Like, I find so much enjoyment collaborating with Cris, collaborating with Lawrence, with the other people on the dream team, because we all have that same vision, and we're all on the same type of time where we're just like, yo, like, we're going to figure this out. We're growing, and people around us are going to grow too. It's something about being in the proximity that the energy is contagious, So, like I said, once you get exposed, you can't get exposed. You can't get unexposed.
That's a fact.
And since this is a financial literacy podcast, right? Our show, I always like to do where, let's take two things that you think would hold or give a lot of value to a viewer. And I could start off, right? Something to me is, I personally believe that if you have bad credit, and I don't mean by bad credit score, I mean if you have credit card debt, you should be trying your best, even if you're at home with your mom or whatever, to pay that off, right? Because those interest rates are killing you, right? And even myself, I used to look at it like, oh, well, I can use this money to do something else. I can use this money to invest. But it's like, if you're making, let's say 50% profit on whatever you invested in, on the other side, you're paying 20% interest on the debt you have, then what is the point? What is the point, right? The second point to me too, is like, a lot of people say, well, I don't have the money to invest. Because let's be real, you have to have money to invest, right? Let's be real. You don't have money to invest. But it's simple as this, right? Forget the fun. Forget the fun, man. If you need to go get on the second job, or you gotta do a side hustle, or you gotta go clean somebody's sneakers, you gotta do whatever you gotta do it. I know in our community, in our generation, it's kind of not cool, or it's seen bad to humble yourself and do certain things. But man, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna be there for you if you can't pay your bills. Nobody's gonna be there for you at the end of the road, and nobody is there, man. Just forget about it. Tap in, just do whatever you gotta do to make that extra $100 a week or a month, and put that into this investing game, right? Because at the end of the day, your money will save you one day, right? They say save your money, your money might save you, and that is a true fact. We saw in this pandemic that whoever did not have an emergency fund or savings fund, you were desperate for a lot of things, right? And I'm gonna pass it on to you guys. Can you guys give us two things that you think would hold value or in the financial literacy for our viewers?
Go ahead, I just spoke.
Yeah, it's a couple of different things. I would say, the sacrifices. Honestly, you gotta bust your ass. You have to bust your ass. You have to make sacrifices. No one's gonna come save you. Your neighbor's not gonna knock on your door and be like, "Yo, are you okay?" Like, it's not.
I got 10 bands for you, bro.
Did you invest into Tesla last week? No one's gonna do that. I would say invest early and also invest often. I think all of us can definitely invest, even if it's $5 a week. $5 a day, $50 a day. It's crazy because you can actually become a millionaire just by investing $5 a day. If year over year you're gonna get a 30% compound interest when it comes to that security asset. Do the math. I promise you, it is proven. You could definitely become a millionaire. When it comes to your credit, lots of people have never even looked at their credit report. If you have not looked at your credit report, you have a bigger problem. Why? Because oftentimes the credit bureaus, they're gonna report a lot of inaccuracies when it comes to what you do. So you may have stuff on your credit that may not be yours. We have millions of Americans that are part of the US, and somebody may have the same name as you, and you do not know that. Something else, never pay collections company. Why? Because at the end of the day, they bought your account for pennies on the dollar, and now they're trying to make a profit off of you. You could definitely dispute it. I will highly recommend everybody, if you have poor credit, to look at the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That is one of the best ways and acts that we have that could definitely help us out to repair our credit. When it comes to crypto, you have to know the use case. Read the white papers. Every single crypto coin has a white paper. You gotta do your due diligence. The reason why we fail is because we don't want to put in the work.
Can you explain to them what a white paper is?
Yeah, so a white paper is basically a document, a well-written document that every crypto coin or token has, and it gives you more information on what's the use case or what's the value of that crypto token, right? So it gives you more information on how it's going to be adopted at an enterprise level, at the gaming level, at the social impact level. You could go to chainlink.com. They have a really good white paper. That could be your first starter. When it comes to options trading, it's definitely a marathon. You're not going to become an expert when it comes to technical analysis overnight. It's probably going to take you about 6 months to 2 years to even know how to plot support and resistance pretty well and be able to make money every single day. It's the instant gratification that's definitely killing our community. We want everything to happen so quick, so it's definitely a marathon. Put in the work, do the due diligence, sacrifice yourself, whatever you got to do to study, and definitely jot it down. When it comes to options trading, I would always say this: you have to practice it. Technical analysis is not easy. Support and resistance is not easy. The different indicators that are out there, they're not easy to also comprehend. You got to practice it. When I first started, I went to Barnes & Nobles. I got a sketchbook, and I was just writing everything down: double top, double bottom, head and shoulders. And now I'm pretty good at technical analysis right now. I could give you a crash course in less than 15 minutes, and we've done it live.
Yeah.
In Miami, in Atlanta, I'm nasty now at technical analysis. Why? Because I've been putting in the work since I was in college. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be my take when it comes to my recommendations.
Yeah, no, for sure. For me, it really comes down to how you do anything is how you do everything. And convenient is not always profitable. So, like Cris said, putting in the work and staying disciplined, right? It's like, for me, I knew exactly what I wanted. And I understood what it took to get there. So my friends could advocate for this. My village, they would tell you they thought I just fell off the face of the earth. They were like, "Yo, what happened to Seven? What happened?" I was not outside. I was not mixing. I didn't even see my family for 6 to 8 months, just literally locked in, right? Because I understood the purpose and I had my desire and I was devoted to that, because I know if I put in the work now, I'm gonna reap the rewards later. You know what I mean? So a similar story when it comes to technical analysis. I had a learning curve, but I was on it every single day because I know that I'm gonna get better at it. It's inevitable, right? The more work you put in, the more you learn, the more you earn, So I'm like, I have to be masterful at this. Somehow, some way, it has to work or it has to work. So now when I look at my charts and technical analysis, it's speed. It's just like boom, 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 everything cool. It's a language, right? Just like anybody that's learning a new language, it's difficult at first. You're like, what is this person talking about? But if you really sit there, you can learn, and once you get it, you can't really forget it. It's just like riding a bike. So I found that so important where I'm like, I don't care how long it takes me. I have to make this work, right? And back to just how you do anything is how you do everything. It really comes down to having your affairs in order. So, like every day, what are your habits like? Right? I preach to Profit Rocket Club and on my social media. It's like the first win of the day is making your bed, right? That's the first win of your day. And it's crazy because that takes less than a minute to do, right? And then making sure that like your hygiene is in order, brushing your teeth, making sure the dishes are done, your clothes, that you don't look like like bummed out all the time. I'm not gonna lie and be like comfortable clothes is not valid, especially at home, but all the time, like nah, you wanna, when you dress good, you feel good. When you feel good, you perform at a high level, and you wanna be in that state of flow as much as possible in whatever industry you're in. It's not just options trading. It's not if you're a DJ, if you're a photographer, if you're a librarian, if you're a police officer, if you're whatever. All that, comes down to how you do anything is how you do everything. You want to be your very best self in those environments, in those career goals, because that's really, you want to be the best person that you could possibly be, right? And that's how I'm striving for myself. Just a little, more details about my journey. I was faced with trials and tribulations in the options game. I lost $15,000 in 45 seconds. I've blown up accounts. And by then I had left both of my jobs and went full-time options trading. So I believe in execution over excuses, because I didn't make no excuses. I didn't have nobody save me or bail me out. So if I could do it, I believe anybody can. It's just the common denominator of not quitting. Right? And then showing up. And then today, I done made everything that I've ever lost in almost 20x, right? Just because I developed that skill set, education before compensation, and just the really last thing that I want to say, that is common knowledge, at least I believe so, but it's not applied. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's just, a little bit of embarrassment, right? And I can understand that both sides, right? But closed mouths do not get fed. Ask and you shall receive. I have no issue, being, yo, Cris, how you do this, bro? Because you got something that you can help me change my life. You could put money in my pocket just from your experience. You know what I'm saying? And then when you tell me, oh, yeah, it worked, let me go tell Gabby. Let me go tell my mom. Let me go tell my brothers. Let me go tell my cousins, my friends. Because, I got the game. I got the play. Let me run the play.
That works. That's proven to work. So I would say, just stay laser focused. When it comes to the Discord, that's a tough question, man.
I can answer that, because just like you said, it's all preference and it's relative. So, there's different Discords that tailor to different things, where there's certain Discords that might just be for day trading, right? They just for signals, you just there for the call outs, right? There's different Discords that, do like education,
study groups. They're not really doing alerts. It's kind of like each one teach one, figure it out, and then you kind of figure everything out by yourself, and then there's Discords like Profit Rocket Club that is just a Swiss Army knife, is everything. We teach you, we do call outs, we do study groups together, we figuring it out as we go. So, it just comes down to like what your personality is, what kind of trader are you, because, you got to be fiercely accountable. You got to be super honest with yourself. The stock market and trading, bro, I don't know about y'all, but it's taught me more about myself than I almost anything. 100%. As far as like, my emotions, how my pride and ego, like my persistence, like what I'm made of, like, damn, my back is against the wall. Am I like that or am I like that? You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? You feel me? So
am I tough or
what? You feel me? Like the market just punched me in the face, bro. That's what I'm saying. But like nah, all jokes aside, like everybody has, you got people that have different risk tolerance. Like the people that are probably like fresh out of college in their 20s have a different risk from people that are like close to retiring in their 60s. People that have kids have a different type of situation. People that, may make less than $70,000 a year have this different situation for people that have over 100. So you have to be fiercely accountable of your situation, what your goals are. And then once you find that village and you find that trusted resource that has the testimonials that people advocate for, that you find value, that's where you commit to it. And sometimes it takes trying different things to find your home. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, before Profit Rocket Club existed, I put myself in different villages. I learned from as many people as I possibly could, and I really didn't feel like this was the place for me. So I created my own table with my loved ones and people that I've been in the trenches with, that I started my journey with, and we wanted to do something different that we really believed in that could provide value. That's the best advice I could give.
Perfect. All right, thank you guys. Can you tell them where to find you guys at? Your socials, your Discords?
Yeah, you can find me on social media. My backup page, because I got a whole bunch of fake accounts, 7 to 2. The Pakistani hackers took my main account, but we're definitely working on that. But my backup page for IG is CRIS Romeo MUNOZ. You can definitely find me there. And Level Up Academy, you can definitely find us on the Discord gallery. You can just search for Level Up Academy. Also, search for Level Up Alpha. We have a software company. Is a trading indicator. Is a proprietary algorithm that can give you an edge when it comes to investing. It tells you when to buy and sell, where to take profit. It's top of the line. Has made people millions. So you definitely want to go and tap in.
Fire. No, for real. Tap into that little algo. You know, make your life easier, right? You know, for me, you can follow me on all socials at 7vmatos, 7 spelled out, VMATOS. And you can tap into Profit Rocket Club. Social media is the same, it's spelled Profit Rocket Club on Instagram. On Twitter, it's Profit Rocket C. And like I said earlier, we're doing our morning beast mode trading every single day. It's incredible value, free game. Like you said, we don't have to monetize everything, bro. We're giving the game. We want people to win. Your win is not my loss. His win is not my loss. You know what I'm saying? So definitely tap in with me. We're doing amazing things. And tap in with Profit Rocket Club. We're doing amazing things.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you.
Cut.